create different learning opportunities. I imagine a child or a kid, boy or girl, watching this game growing up, they're seeing players that they may have never seen before, or bowling styles that you're not used to in Australia. They'll be trying to bowl slower balls like Mustafiz is doing it. So, we're not embarrassed by it or scared of what the public might think. It's just part and parcel of the game of cricket.
পরপর 2 ম্যাচ হেরে অস্ট্রেলিয়ার মাথা খারাপ হয়ে গেছে। তারা এক এক সময় বলছে অনেক গরমে তারা কাহিল হয়ে যায়, আবার এক এক সময় বলছে এলিয়েন কন্ডিশন। এবার অ্যাস্টন এগার মুখ খুললেন। প্রথম 2 টি20তে মুস্তাফিজের বোলিং দেখে হতবাক তারা। অস্ট্রেলিয়ার এক সাংবাদিক এগারকে ভার্চুয়াল প্রেস কনফারেন্সে প্রশ্ন করে, মুস্তাফিজ কুইক স্পিনার নাকি স্লো পেসার? এমন প্রশ্নের জবাবে এগার বলেন, মুস্তাফিজ একজন ডিফিকাল্ট কাস্টমার। সে সত্যিই ভালো বোলার। স্লো বল করার যে সামর্থ্য তার আছে, স্লো মোশনে দেখলে বুঝতে পারবেন। সে বল করে কবজি ও আঙ্গুল দিয়ে। এটা অনবদ্য স্কিল, অসাধারণ পরিবর্তন। এই স্লোয়ার বল খুব বেশি ধীর গতির নয় এবং অনেক বদলে যায়। এটা লাফিয়ে উঠতে পারে, নিচু হয়ে আসতে পারে, স্পিন করতে পারে অথবা নাও করতে পারে, অর্থাৎ সুপার ভ্যারিয়েবল। সে যত বেশি সম্ভব বৈচিত্র্য রাখার চেষ্টা করে তার বোলিংয়ে।
So yeah, it is hard to judge a pass score straight away, but I think we know now that around that 130 mark, 130 to 140 seems to be the winning total. It's going to take a bit of discipline.
Just last one, if I can, what particular challenge does Mustafiz Rahman face? Do you almost have to play him as though he's a quick spinner as opposed to a pace bowler?
Man, he is a difficult customer. Like, he is really good. His ability to bowl that slower ball, if you watch it in slow motion, pretty much with his wrist and his fingers, like incredible skill, amazing revolutions. It's a great slower ball as well because it's not too slow and it's got a lot of revolutions. So it really, like I got one that kicked quite a bit off the surface. They might go low, they might spin a lot, they might not. It's super variable, and he gives himself that opportunity by putting as much as he can on the ball. So I think, obviously he's bowling a majority of his balls as slower balls. So I think that's how we're going to have to play him.
Cheers, Ashton. Appreciate it.
Thanks.
Okay, we'll open up to some of our Bangladeshi journalists. We'll start with, excuse me if I get the pronunciation wrong, Ikush.
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, I've got you.
Okay. After 2 matches, do you feel Australia should try an extra spinner in that kind of pitch like Aston Turner or somebody else? And my second question is, what should be the right approach of your batsmen in upcoming matches? Thank you, sir.
Yeah, well, it's definitely an option. We've got a couple of spinners waiting on the bench at the moment in Mitch Swepson and Tanveer Sangha, and obviously Ashton Turner hasn't bowled yet in these T20s, and he bowled quite well in the West Indies. So we're seeing the pitch is definitely spinning, and the slower bowling tends to be doing the damage, or at least restricting the rate quite successfully. So there's certainly a chance that might happen. Should we do it? I don't know. We've got a lot of options. There's guys who can come in at any stage and play a role that will probably be successful out there. It's just depending on which way we go. I missed your second question, sorry.
My second question is, what should be the right approach of your batsmen in upcoming matches?
Sure. Yeah, I think taking the game as deep as possible. And going into the back end of an innings with wickets in hand. I think that seems to be the best way to go about it. Really tough wicket to take a lot of risks on, but if we get off to a decent start in the power play, that certainly helps. So, things were looking quite good in the power play. So Alex Carey got a couple of boundaries away. Mitch Marsh a couple of boundaries as well, and then we didn't finish off quite well at the back end there. So that's how I see us going about it.
We'll go to Ingest 24.
Aston, my question is to you that These series are not broadcasting in Australia. Do you think, what's your opinion about this? And is it a relief that this type of performance are not seen by the Aussies?
Well, my wife's not happy about it because she doesn't get to watch me play very much at the moment. But you know, it's one of those things. I don't quite know the full details of it, and it's something I don't have to worry about too much, which is lucky. Do I think it's lucky that the Australian public aren't seeing that? No, I think everyone wants to watch cricket all the time. Win or lose, people like cricket at the end of the day, and it can be really exciting cricket to watch. So for people who really love the game, different conditions.
We'll go back to Andrew McGlashan. There's no more questions there that I can see. So Andrew.
Thanks. I was just going to ask Ashton, obviously we don't know what the 11 is going to look like tomorrow, but Matthew did indicate at the start of the series that a few players might get a go. Nathan Ellis is now part of the squad officially because of Riley's injury. You've played against him a bit in the Big Bash. What do you think he would bring to the side? Do you think his skiddy nature of bowling might suit these pitches? I know we've talked about pace off a lot, but do you think he might suit these conditions?
Yeah, I think so. He's a very skiddy bowler, not a tall guy, but certainly enough pace there to get some really sharp skid off the wicket. But then also his slower ball is pretty lethal, and he's had a lot of success with that over the last few seasons too. So that would be quite effective on this pitch. You know, one might really fly up, one might go low, but I think just it's a really tough one to pick, having faced it a few times in the nets. You know, there's no real visual cues at all. So I'm sure if he got an opportunity, he'd be quite successful.
Thanks, Ash. And Cole, can I just check as well? Are there any injury niggles, or is everyone fit and firing for tomorrow?
No, not apart from Riley.